Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, good evening, and welcome to this evening's performance of Rigoletto and our open curtain intermission feature. My name's Sean Waugh. I'm from the artistic team here at San Francisco Opera, and I'm joined on stage by my colleague, Lee Helms, who oversees operations here at the company, who is actually moving right now. Lee, welcome.
Thank you, Sean, and thanks to all of you guys for hanging out during this intermission. It's not all the time that we get to show you guys what goes on here backstage during intermissions like this, so thank you for being a part of it.
That's right. So we have a special invitation to all of you this evening to get your questions answered right here on stage about what you've seen, about what's going on behind us, and any other thing that you're wondering about opera or about San Francisco Opera or this specific production of Rigoletto. So you can join us on Twitter right now with hashtag #OpenCurtain. That's hashtag #OpenCurtain. And we're also coming at you live on Facebook. Hello to everyone out there watching, as well as on Periscope on Twitter. So hello, everyone. So Lee, why don't you kick it off and tell us what's going on behind us?
Well, as you can see, we're just about 2 minutes into this scene change into Act 2 of Rigoletto, and actually a lot of it has already taken place. It's not a huge scene change between Act 1 and Act 2, but what we can see is carpenters, they have pivoted the upstage wall here into its Act 2 position. They are actually off stage left installing a bunch of shutters and other decorations onto that big house unit that you saw in Act 1. That big house is going to come back later, but as a very different location, so it'll look different when you see it again. The carpenters are also flying in right now at this giant arched wall. This wall weighs about 3,000 pounds, so they're doing it very, very gingerly. We also have the props crew who have set our throne here and are also very busy cleaning the stage. The props crew is also busily preparing and putting away, in some cases, the hand props off stage, including a ham. We saw a ham in Act 1, and a little fun fact, there's actually a fake ham in each of our summer shows this year, not including you and me, Sean. It's a prop ham. Not the same ham, it's 3 different hams, one per show. We also have electricians running around. This show uses 890 individual lighting instruments, so they're busy making adjustments to those. A lot of things are happening, even though the curtain is open, in places that you still can't see. Altogether, we have 37 carpenters, 23 props crew, 25 electricians, 9 sound and media crew. All of those people are phenomenal, absolutely the best in the business, represented by IATSE Local 16. We have 38 wardrobe crew, members of Local 784, 31 wig and makeup artists, members of Local 706, and 17 individual stage managers, assistant directors, and other staging staff, making sure everybody does what they're supposed to do. Altogether, that's 180 people working back here to operate things on the stage.
That's really incredible. And so what we're seeing right now is a little bit of action happening right here. Can you talk a little bit about how this magic happens of the Rigoletto's house coming in and off stage? Yeah,
it really is an awesome piece of opera magic here, this house. Because this is on what we call a raked stage, that's a stage that is on a pretty dramatic slope, the house can't actually move independently. It can't just travel across the stage like you might see in a Broadway show. It actually has to be built into a little sliver of the stage, and the stage and the house have to move together as one unit, like it's on a conveyor belt or something. So that's why you actually saw me moving a little while ago, because when I stand on this and the house moves on either side, the whole stage actually moves with it. We call that a slip stage because it's literally as if it's slipping from one side of the stage to the other. And interestingly, unlike the big walls up here that pivot on an automated mechanism, the slip stage is actually completely manually operated. So it's just a group of people getting low, gathering all their mustard and giving it a big shove. It rides on some very, very precisely placed train tracks that are just below my feet.
That's incredible. So one of the things that I think is really mesmerizing about this set is the kind of forced perspective that we have here of right behind us. Can you talk a little bit about the design and how that's achieved?
The set design is by a great colleague of ours, Michael Jurgen, who has been a beloved member of the company for many years and has designed operas all over the country and the world. He's won 3 Tonys. And he actually teaches scenic design at Yale, where he lives in Connecticut. And one of the things that he tells his students is to trust your research. He says that over and over again. And sure enough, if you were to turn to page, I think it's 41 in your program, you can see a research image that Michael found. It's a painting by an Italian artist, Giorgio de Chirico, that he felt captured the impending doom of Rigoletto through light and shadow and through, as you say, Sean, really dramatic forced perspective. And I think Michael did a really phenomenal job of following his own advice because he really trusted that research and worked really hard to realize those paintings pretty accurately in 3 dimensions on the stage. Some other fun facts about the production, actually, since you asked. The production actually turns 20 years old this day. It can almost drink. It premiered here in 1997, and this is the 5th time since then that we've seen it on the stage. It also appears on stages all over the place. It's a very popular production rental. Sometimes we rent these productions to other companies. In fact, next season, audiences in Chicago and LA will see this very production. But you know, productions come and go, and I don't want to forget the groups of core artists who are on the stage, you know, year in and year out, no matter what production we do. I want to give a huge shout out to our absolutely astonishing San Francisco Opera chorus, led by Maestro Ian Robertson. We have 36 of those choristers on stage tonight in this production. Thank you. We also have 5 members of our dance corps in this production. And then, of course, there's the incomparable San Francisco Opera Orchestra, represented by AFM Local 6. We have 61 musicians in the pit tonight, and then 11 backstage. You might have heard them backstage during Act 1. But Sean, there's also, of course, a principal cast of 13, which is more your neck of the woods.
Sure. Well, we have some really incredible cast members, and some of them making their debuts in these roles this evening. But something that might be interesting to all of you is that we actually have family on stage. And so the principal role of the Duke, played by Penne Patti, but his brother also appears on stage with him, Amitai Patti, and he plays one of his court members. And then it also happens to be Penne's wife also appears on stage with him, his real wife, Amina Idris, and she is playing the role of Countess Ceprano that appears in that first scene. So a family affair here, and they all hail from the great country of New Zealand, and are also Penne and Amitai are proud Samoans, and we also have another Pacific Islander in our cast, Quinn Kelsey, who's from Hawaii. So awesome. A lot of very exciting representation from all over here in the cast. So I want to get to some questions here from you on the Twitterverse. And so again, that's hashtag open curtain, and we only have a little bit of time left to look at these, but just one coming in from Woodstock 7. I'm in the balcony right now, and the screens are really cool. How do you stream inside the theater? Awesome question.
So that question is coming from the balcony, I think you mentioned, which makes sense because we are doing a Opera Vision performance tonight. That's where members of the balcony are enjoying a live cut on video screens while the opera happens here on stage. That's made possible by our Corette Toby Media Suite. It's the first of its kind in the United States, a high-definition video production facility right here in the Opera House. There are 10 HD cameras, believe it or not, present in the room right now. You probably didn't notice them, but if you look hard, they're scattered about. There's one on a sort of cleverly disguised gold pedestal up there, and if you look closely, you'll notice 9 more. So that's how we do that. Thanks for checking out Opera Vision. By the way, it's also how we make our simulcasts possible.
That's right.
We have a big simulcast coming up to the Giants AT&T Park this Friday, our production of Don Giovanni.
That's right, and we hope you'll all join us for the simulcast at AT&T Park on Friday evening at your chance to see opera in a ballpark while also enjoying garlic fries. Really exciting and a great night, and of course it's free to the public, so we welcome you all to come.
Opera's better with garlic fries, I think.
I agree. Maybe your neighbor won't agree, but I do. Thank you, everyone. That's all we have time for this evening for tonight's Open Curtain feature. We thank you for joining us, and we welcome you to continue to engage with us on social media as well as on our website, sfopera.com. And thank you for joining us. Thank you, Lee.
Thank you, Sean. Thanks, everyone. Enjoy the rest of the opera.
Thank you.